even gave us blankets to keep us warm. That too. Emma, Haley, Lola, and I made the best of our time in there. No matter how embarrassing it was and how awkward some of the time we spent in there became, we played games when we got desperate about how to pass the time. We played charades, Never Have I Ever, and even I Spy. That game got pretty boring pretty quickly, seeing as if anyone ever ended up saying, I spy something that starts with the letter B, it was bound to be either buttons or burgers. I don't remember when, but I eventually fell asleep. And when I woke up, it was to a loud metal clanging. It was finally saved. I looked around in the room as well. They all had the same look on their faces as I did. Before I could ask the girls if they knew what was happening, the elevator began to hum and move. Then, the door finally opened. There were people waiting to help us, and Mr. Thompson looked like he'd spent the night in the corridor, making sure we were alright the whole time. The girls hugged him, and so did I. We all still remain friends to this day. In fact, I started dating Emma, and Mr. Thompson, he quit. He said he wouldn't ever work for the hotel owner again. He said someone who would put a warranty over people's safety wasn't fit to run a service-oriented business. And I agree. Tonya had always been popular, all throughout middle school and high school. She always had some sort of posse following her around, so no one really was surprised when she became a superstar. Growing up with her, we all just kind of knew. Hi, I'm Kevin, and I'm here to tell you the story of how my superstar crush became my roommate and hired me as her bodyguard. But before anything else, don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell icon to show your support for me. I was busy putting up new posters in my co-ed dorm when she walked in. First, I had to do a double take, because she certainly looked different. Her hair was all perfect. Her clothes were all fancy. Even her shoes looked as if they'd never touched dirt in their lifetimes. When she smiled at me, and a look of recognition lit up in her face, I knew it was Tonya. Fancy meeting you here, she said in that intoxicating voice of hers. I should be the one saying that, don't you think? I replied. What brings you to school? Don't you, make $1 million by now? I've seen all the billboards. What do you need school for? Even after being famous for almost half a decade, Tonya still blushed whenever anyone brought up her fame. Oh, those? She laughed awkwardly. Well, I just thought, education's always important and all that. What are you in for? Football, I replied. He got in for a scholarship. Not really sure if I like what I'm majoring in just yet. Still a bit undecided. Aren't you supposed to be in your 3rd year by now? Well, maybe you'll find something you're interested in while you're here, she said as she dumped her designer luggage on the bed opposite mine. I already found something I'm interested in, I thought. Looking at Tonya at that moment, I felt the feelings I had for her back in high school bubble back up to the surface. I'd always had a crush on her. Well, I think. Probably as far back as middle school when I first met her. At the time, I just didn't know why I always liked seeing her and talking to her. Tonya got her first break in show business at a young age. I think she was 10 when she got her first part in some commercials. It was just a local one. But it led to her being discovered by a few larger brands which catapulted her to stardom. Then she began missing a lot of school days as her work got more and more demanding. By the time we were in our senior year in high school, she was already walking fashion shows in Milan and Paris. She got to hang out with A-list actors and producers. I heard she was even invited to some party at Ariana's house. Then, when she got cast in a reality TV show, her following grew exponentially. She was a household name by the time the show ended. It all came at a price, though. Tonya never graduated with our class. I guess she just missed too much of the school year. I heard she had to finish her studies remotely, as her job as a supermodel and celebrity tended to cause her to move a lot. I wouldn't have expected her to go back to school. Tonya clicked her fingers in front of her face. Hello? You still there, Kev? She asked. I must have spaced out, reminiscing about the past. Oh, sorry, I said with an awkward chuckle. Were you saying something? Yeah, yeah. Pretty lucky. Tony and I ended up hanging out. We kinda had a lot to catch up on. And so, that following school year served as us getting back to being friends again. She wasn't doing as much modeling anymore because she decided to go back to school. And that meant she had a lot of time to spend hanging out with me. Lucky me, I guess. She still gets invited to all the big celebrity parties, though. And her fame hadn't diminished at all. And sometimes even get woken up in the middle of the night when her Instagram notifications are blowing up. One night, I stirred my sister because she forgot to put it on silent again. Tony came to my side of the room we shared. It seemed she was shaking and afraid of something. I rubbed the sleep off my eyes and with a concerned look, I asked her, "Hey, what's wrong?" "Sorry if I woke you again," she said. "No, don't you worry about it. What's up?" I just got a death threat. Is what came out of Tony's trembling lips. I pulled it upright and said, What? A death threat?" Tony began to cry. I gotta put my phone on silent and it woke me up. When I saw my notifications, I received a bunch of messages and voicemails from some girl. She said she's gonna kidnap me and kill me. She says she knows where I live and where my parents live. I'm scared to death. She didn't get my number. I hugged Tony and tried to comfort her as best I could, but she wouldn't stop shaking. I imagine how much she feels. She's that famous. Hey, I'm here. I won't let you out of my sight. Protect you, I said. And I meant it. Didn't I love her? And that brought out in me an instinct to protect Tony. Tony sniffled and looked up at me. You could do that? Without question. From that day on, I went with Tony wherever she went. Even in some classes that she had, I would sit in when I was free. I walked her back to our dorm whenever she had late classes. And I picked her up whenever she was out. One day, she suggested that I should just work for her. That if I was already protecting her on a daily basis, that I should get paid to be her security detail. After all, I'm willing to keep me safe just because. Why not get paid while doing it? She told me. I tried to tell her she didn't need to pay me. That I'm happy to do it just because I care about her. But she insisted. That week, I signed my first employment contract. I was officially Tonya's bodyguard. When she had a photo shoot, I'd be there. When she got invited to movie premieres, I'd accompany her. And even when she went to other celebrity parties, I had to tag along to make sure she didn't get into any kind of trouble. It felt like I was in some sort of dream. I was mingling with people I'd only ever seen on TV screens and social media. Sure, I was there as Tony's bodyguard, but nobody ever made me feel that. They would always treat me like a friend, especially Tony. She'd go around the room and always introduce me as her friend first, bodyguard second. She asked me to go to the award ceremony. Does she want to go with me? Yes. Of course, I said. That's not even a question of whether I want to. You're bodyguard. Wherever you go, I'll go. I want to protect you, you know. I need to, you know. Otherwise, I'd be fired, wouldn't I? Tony laughed at that. Well, I kind of wanted to ask you not as my bodyguard. If I had ears that moved like a dog's, they would have perked right up at what she said. Not as your bodyguard? What, look like a +1? It's more than a +1, said Tonya with a smile on her face. What? You mean like a date or something? I asked. That's when Tonya burst out in full-on laughter. Yes, silly. Like a date or something. I looked into her eyes and I knew she wasn't just praying. My heart swelled with joy. I had no idea she must be back. So I had to ask. As a friend, you mean? I said, not beginning to describe the anxiety I was feeling for seconds until Tony answered. I wondered to say no. I was begging the universe to make her say no. Tony gave me a quick punch on the shoulder. She ran in the face. You're gonna make me say it? She said. I nodded enthusiastically, eager to hear what she had to say. I want you to go to this party with me as my date. Not as a friend, like a real date. Like you, silly. Then, Tonya ran off to hide the intense brushing she was going through. I was in heaven. Did she really just tell me she liked me? When she finally returned, she couldn't look me in the eye. She took her face in my hands. As I looked her in her eyes, I said, "You should." Me? That made Tony look at me weird. Oh, please. Any girl who doesn't fall for you doesn't know what they're missing, she said. Tony bought me expensive clothes when I told her I didn't know what to wear, and that I wasn't sure if I could turn up next to her in my 5-year-old sneakers. When we got to the party, she pulled me to the red carpet with her. It used to be wherever she'd go to fancy events, I was so used to doing that, I didn't even know that as her date, she wanted to post her pictures with me by her side. She waved at me to follow her, but when I didn't see it because I was too busy scanning the crowd for potential threats, she came back to where I was standing and she laughed. Why can't you leave me on the carpet by myself? She asked. When I looked confused, she said, "My date, remember? Now smile. Smile!" Right. And it went on forever. All around us,